Alright. So why are none of my pictures coming up? There we go. Throw the battle map. Throw back to solo. Hello everybody, and welcome back. Gonna do some ultramodern D&D here. Have us a good time. Let's see. Waiting on a few people to show up still, so we'll see how that happens. Let me go ahead and square people's stuff away here.
Oh yeah, I fucking frames are all fucked up.
Yeah, I don't know how they got all fucked up. That's weird.
Oh my god.
Oh, hell to the no.
Hell no.
Hell to the no. Oh, whoops. Wolf is right there. Alright. So, Ox is on his way, and we don't know where Phoenix is, but that is okay. So, last time we played, it was a brave first mission for our heroes. Being members of the UWC's penal marine unit for crimes they committed that they may or may not have legitimately done or not, is still yet to be seen. But they had just gone through about a year's worth of training. Known as the cleanup crew because they fucked up constantly, were almost always on extra duty to clean things up. They kind of got a little bit of a reputation. Clyde, also known as Tex, was a rough and tumble guy and kind of gave the rest of the squad a good rep around the battalion space station as well because of his expert winning in the arenas. Doc Leach was always known to be able to patch you up or fix you up no matter what happened. Phoenix was no nonsense and kept his guys out of trouble as much as possible, but obviously the cleanup crew name came without any sort of stopping. And Ox, an odd fellow, but one you want watching your back, hopefully. That being said, they all pretty much excelled in their final field training exercise, were completed, were given leave to go anywhere they want. Right about when they were about to head out to leave, getting a shuttle down to one of the planets, they were all suddenly called in for a very rapid deployment interdiction mission on the surface of Kethra. Apparently there was a large demonic force uprising that they were deemed worthy enough to go down and put down. After the entire division of penal marines was dropped in, they quickly realized, oh shit, these aren't just normal demonic incursions of basically pests, but there's something different, as they were opened up on by flat cannons, something the demons don't really do. After crash landing and being scattered, they survived a small sortie with a bunch of infected-looking creatures, which they blasted away. Managed to save one of the members of their own crew, but the rest, unfortunately, perished. The lot of them calling in for an extraction, figuring out they were the only persons left from their entire company. So that made Corporal Phoenix the new officer in charge. Requisitioning a rapid transport exfil, the only thing he could get was a flatbed truck. As they all loaded up, grabbed their one wounded, and threw it on there, they drove out at a breakneck pace before being chased by a demonic swarm. Going over the hills and past all the basic rebel valleys and things like this, they all managed to lay down enough cover fire that what was at once a horde quickly became a behemoth. A large conglomeration of demonic entities that basically form something akin to like a dragon or something like that. Phoenix, after looking through to see if there was anything useful in the truck, found an orbital beacon. He knew from just his time in that that's a bombardment beacon, and his mind was quickly flooded with, oh, what the fuck? And he had Ox throw it as far as he could, which was good because moments later, an orbital bombardment ripped through the atmosphere and decimated that ground. Absolutely nothing was seen as everything went white, eardrums ruptured, and the lot of our group lay hopefully bleeding and not dead. But that's where we'll pick up, and that's where we'll start. So, I would like all three of you to roll a d6.
Fuck.
That's probably damage.
Alright. Clyde, your eyes kind of open. A sudden realization of pain washes over your entire body as your nostrils are filled with what smells like hydraulic fluid, ozone, It smells like some weird burning, like soldering iron kind of smell, and the unmistakable stench of decay and cigarette smoke. Can't really tell. As you kind of come to, everything kind of clicks into place, and you feel as though your body's gone 20 rounds with somebody. You're laying down prone on a bed, and you can kind of stand up, and you feel that you're pulling at something. As you open your eyes, you can see there's IVs in both of your arms. There is some medical equipment strapped to your chest. You're basically strapped to this gurney, but it's not like hard straps. It's just enough so probably if you roll, you don't roll off. So you could probably slip out of them if you wanted to. But you can look left and look right, and you're in a very circular room. It looks like almost a rotund thing with several bays. In each of the bays you can see looks set up to be like a medical suite. In each of those medical suites you can find one of your compatriots. For the most part, you are in the center. You can see monitors. You can see what looks to be like each of these bays step down 2 or 3 steps into a large area where there's 2 operating tables. And in the corner, in a dimly lit part of the room, amidst a large desk scattered with bits of medical equipment, engineering equipment, monitors all along the top of this, you can see there's a man, kind of slick back hair, has like a weird like polyethylene or just like a weird like tarp on, and he's sitting there. You can see a cigarette in one hand and a soldering iron in the other, making quick little adjustments as he's pulling down like a large magnifying glass and moving a light over it. He's like, yeah, that'll do. But as you come up and you are awake, whoa, there's an ox. What is it that you do?
So what's the last thing I remember?
Big boom.
Alright, just white after that.
White, and everything went quiet.
And then when you say my body hurts, like how bad? Like would I feel like I can get up, or like just
you can get up,
shit?
but you just feel beat to shit. You have 1 hit point. So.
Gotcha. I'm gonna just kind of be like, what happened?
You can see as you look and kind of come to declaring what happened, the man at the table stands and he's like, well, flicks the cigarette across the room. Didn't expect you guys to be up so soon. You can see he walks over, one of his legs is completely cybernetic. It's not even humanoid looking. It's almost like a backward hinged spring that kind of connects to the ground and just locks him in place. He starts walking over, slight limp, and he's like, yeah, it seems like you actually got pretty lucky. Not the worst of the injuries. He's like, I know he's got a lot of questions, but let's take a look and make sure everything's in order before we go through. As he says this and you start hearing a bunch of noise, Leech, you wake up next. The same kind of things hit your nose, hit your face, hit your feeling, and you can just feel an incredible amount of pain. You're also, basically everyone's going to be at 1 hit point. There's IVs in your arm, and you can tell at one point you were probably intubated because your throat absolutely hurts. Something was breathing for you at one point. But you are awake now as well. You can see this man walking over as your eyes kind of open up. You can hear the tail end of Texas twang kind of coming across as he's like, where am I?
What happened?
He's like, a lot of you waking up. Good. Well, I don't know. I was hoping you could tell me. There was a big explosion about 12, 13 miles away from here. You guys were the only things I was able to pull out of that wreckage. With that, Wolf, you start to come to as well. You can feel the same kind of pain, the same same feelings as well. Your throat hurts too, as though something was probably shoved in there, and it is very hard for you to breathe. You're still. It feels like your left side of your lungs might still be getting patched. As you look down, you can see there's a tube sticking out of your chest.
Oh, shit.
Ox, you as well wake to this, as you feel funny. You feel real funny. Your whole body hurts. Nothing was in your throat, but your limbs feel very tingly and numb.
Did I get it?
Maybe. But the lot of you wake up. Phoenix and your friend, Chester Michaels, from the other fire team, still out. You can see large monitors over two of the bays displaying vital signs with very low blood pressures and very, very low pulse rates and breathing rates. And what was it that you said, Leech? It was what? What happened? Is that what it was?
Yeah, what happened?
And he goes, oh, like I said, large explosion 12 miles abouts from here. He says, well, I was watching the whole thing go down on a couple of my little drones there, and when they went dark, I went out to go recover them. Sure as shit, I found you not more than 150 meters away. Barely breathing, clinging to life. So I said, what the hell? I'll pull these poor souls out, patch them up.
Appreciate it. I guess Phoenix was right. They must have called down that strike on us.
Damn, they called it down on you, huh?
It was it was a little closer than I expected it to be.
Damn it.
I start trying to get it up.
He's like, whoa, hold on, let me undo your restraints real quick. As he kind of pulls out a data pad from his little hips. Boop, 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 boop. Punches in some buttons real quick, and you can see two small robotic drones come out and start undoing your things. They say, please lie back, as they put pressure on your IV ports and pull them out. That sharp sting in your arm kind of, They're like, it's good. It's good. They know what they're doing. But they start disconnecting you. Anders, you can see one coming over to you as well. And it's like, goes to your face, and it's like, no tube detected. And then it goes down to its arms. Starts to pull IVs out of your body. He's like, lights up another cigarette. He says, come on, once you get up. You're able to get up at this point. A few moments go by and all of you are undone from your medical apparatuses. He looks at Wolf and he's like, you could get up and walk, but I wouldn't run nowhere. Still got chest tube in, buddy. Should be out by today.
Take my hand and put it on top of his head and kind of rub his forehead. This is why you gotta stay behind me.
I'm just gonna look at him and be like, you got any more of those? Point to his cigarette.
Flicks the bottom, pulls one out. It's one of the currencies I get paid in, so I got quite a few. Yes.
Thank you kindly.
Mm-hmm. It is a very interesting cigarette. You haven't really had real tobacco since, well, last time you were on Kethra. Looking down, you can see it's just hand rolled. It's like a normal cigarette. Not mass produced or anything, just hand rolled.
I just let it take a deep drag and just kind of be like, all right, so helped us out. I take it you want something from us. What can we do for you?
Well, I wouldn't mind holding on to the remnants of those UWC issued gears you had. Those go very well on the black market around here. I did manage to get, well, I'm pretty sure, yeah, all of your personal boxes, they were pretty well intact. He's like, you should find them over there. all of your personal gear that you had before is now restored. You just have to load it up, grab it. But he's like, and I pulled a little bit of tech off of that truck before it was gone. You know, the maglev maneuvers and some of the torque things, those are still intact, but for the most part it was slag. He's like, now, I'm not really, this is new for me. I don't often do charity work. So I figured, I don't know, we'll see where this goes. A bunch of dead Marines, as far as the UWC is concerned. He says, I don't know, this is an opportunity for both of us. I saw that you're all penal Marines.
Yep, and I just kind of point to my fucking thing.
As you do, you can feel an incision mark over there. He's like, I took the liberty of taking those out. I can put them back in if you'd like.
No, you can keep them.
He's like, that's what I was figuring. Bunch of convicts. Probably don't want their ID chips in them anymore. I'll let you decide. Now, as he turns around, he's like, well, the other two of your buddies are going to take a little bit more time to put back together. Poor bastards. He's like, I had the option of adding some extra hardware, but I left that up to you. I don't like to force tech on people. He's like, it wouldn't make life much easier for you down here, but that is your call. And he's like, he's just kind of like, oh, you're in Emory, by the way. I know things have got a little weird as he flips on a screen on a TV. He's like, you can catch up on the news. It's all there. As I pull up my Google Docs. Loading data. Alright. But as you look around the room, do you have any questions for this guy? He sits back down at his desk.
Yeah, what's his name again?
He never asked.
Okay, so I would look at him and be like, so, what's your name?
Kind of looks up, kind of shouts back over his shoulder. Well, everybody here calls me Gimbal. Medic, techie, drug dealer, illegal tech dealer, installation doc.
Get along great.
He's like, yeah, I'm a little bit of everything. That's why I live out here on the outskirts. Anders and Wolf could use the chips for precision firearms training. I don't follow. Why would you use the chips for that?
I mean, just shoot them.
Oh, yes, you definitely could. Absolutely. He's like, yep, here we go. Alright, so, you ask him his name. He says Gimbal. Gives you the rundown of jobs he does. He's like, yeah, upstairs is where you'll find the den. I don't know if you're into that stuff, but I'd be willing to hook you up. I mean, you just did get blown to shit by destroyer cannons.
They're all novations. They don't really like that crap. They don't think it's tainted.
Hey man, I used to sell that kind of shit. Makes good money.
In the back,
Pure body, pure mind.
in the back of your minds and stuff, you kind of are absorbing this television broadcast or weave broadcast, as there's basically a ticker tape with orbital pictures and scanned pictures of a decimated battlefield. Craters on craters on craters. The headlines are reading, 110 penal Marines decimated in training accident. 110 penal Marines families to be notified, 0 survivors, and what they're calling the task point or the Rally Point Juliet incident. There was an SF training gone wrong, as at the time of your landing there was a training exercise where live fire was being called down and things got confused, is what the official story is. Also, there is the Rally Point Juliet incident, which was a large, coincidental, as the stories are saying, demonic uprising. A large surge in cybernetic demonic entities, culminating in the culmination of a behemoth. A lot of people are blaming the Special Forces unit for basically constructing it, but Brigadier General Thomas J. Vandermark, the officer in charge of the entirety, is the one speaking, and he lets out a statement concerning it was a training incident. We're sorry for the families of the 110 penal Marines. Their sentences are being committed, and in their honor, we are starting a fund for the families. Just generic, it was a tragedy cover-up kind of story. I don't know how that makes you feel, knowing that it was definitely not a cover-up. You guys were not involved in that kind of operation. But there is the next thing in the ticker. At the bottom of the thing says, Brigadier General Thomas J. Vandermark to be promoted to Lieutenant General for first behemoth kill in 85 years to be confirmed. Scientists now studying corpse. It says, let's see... There's an outrage as he flips the channels and shows you other people. The news from Emory is people are horrified that only 12 miles from their border, orbital bombardments went off, which, there's still probably stuff, particulates in the air, absolute just destruction and bad shit. If they had crops outside, those aren't growing anymore. Anybody who works outside, their quality of life is greatly diminished. On the news as well, the CNS Firehawk, a bombardment cruiser, and the CNS Winnower, a naval heavy destroyer, make news. The Firehawk is praised for its 20-plus bombing runs, coming back and back and back to destroy the demonic hordes. Nothing is mentioned of its involvement in bombing of its own troops, though. You do remember the CNS Firehawk was one of the things that was dropping bombs on or around you. The cover-up killings of the 110 unit is another thing that flashes on another channel. This one looks like a more independent, zine, kind of like we're the real beat of the people, we know what's really going on, kind of like a really different polarity. And they're like, there's a cover-up killings, 110 should have never been there, they were paying their debts to society, they didn't have to do this, blah, blah, blah. It's really, really horrible. But the CNS Winnower is credited with the kill of the Epsilon-class behemoth, nicknamed the Emory Drake. Chief Gunnery Sergeant Captain Parsons was praised for the work. Emory Colony is in uproar for the collateral damage to outlying conduit and water lines. Tensions are currently high in or around the capital of the Emory colonies, but for some perfect reason, no one's at fault. There's no blame being pointed, just a lot of hearsay. That is all in the background. That's information you will take in osmotically from those reports. However, what is it that you guys are doing now that you're up? Yeah.
Yo, Doc, you got a pan?
Are you looking at me or him?
Him.
You're like, yeah. He points to the desk. There's a bunch of shit.
I go grab it. You see me pull out my cell phone, fucking write down a couple numbers on my arm, and I fucking throw the cell phone on the ground and smash it. I recommend you guys do the same.
Mm-hmm. So we're going dark, is that the plan?
Fuck yeah! I don't know how much you owe, but I owe a fuckload. I'm paying back shit, they'd blow my ass up.
Looks like they already tried.
I'll just
Well, that's 8.6 million gone.
I'll just take my phone out and be like, no one to call, no one to listen, and I'll just slowly crush the phone in my hand and just let it drop.
Yeah, not a problem. You break the phone, drop it to the ground. He's like, damn, I could have. He's like, that's fine. I can salvage most of it.
Hey, Doc.
I'll just pull out my SIM card out of it, and after I write down the one number I care about, and then I'll just snap the SIM card and just hand him the phone.
Yeah, I basically do the same.
Okay.
Alright, now I can finally give Keith his what for.
True.
The reason I'm fucking in this place, I was in that place. Fucking bastard.
He says, he's like, well, I don't know what situation you boys are in, but there's plenty of places in Emory to kind of blend in. He's like, I can also do a few other things for you. If you're looking to figure out more about this situation, I might know a weaver who can get you some information. He's like, but he only works for favors, so you'll have to help him out. As far as paying me back, I wouldn't worry about it. That tech's gonna sell for enough, as long as you don't want it. He's like, there's plenty of work to do around here too. Emery's a hotbed of bullshit right now.
I just go grab my rifle out of the pile and just push the extra armor that I have and just push it towards him and be like, there you go.
Do you
Start putting on my gear.
Do you deal in weapons?
He's like, I have some, but mostly the tweakers don't pay with weapons. They don't have that kind of money, nor do they keep that kind of firepower, because they're probably using it to get the money to come to my place to get fucking wasted.
Just do me a favor. Keep an ear out for any weapons dealer you may know.
He shrugs. He's like, you find anything you want, Emery boy. It's Corpo headquarters.
Alright.
He's like, here. Bloop, 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 bloop. Which one of you have cell phones or computers left?
I have a tablet.
He flicks a file over to you. You can see, accept the transfer.
Yep.
Alright, you
Wow.
click it. And as it does, it brings up a map of Emery. He's like, we're here. Top right corner, or top left corner. There's a little yellow dot on the outskirts of town.
Oh shit, we are hiding out in the middle of nowhere.
He's like, well, a lot of my technology and practices are not exactly legal. So I like to stay outside the artillery range, deep underground.
Wait, where?
Yellow dot.
Yellow dot.
Top.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's what I thought.
Mhm.
Let's double check.
Yep. He says, well, as far as I'm concerned, you guys are enterprising individuals looking to make your way in this world, which I'm okay with. I'm sure you probably got a lot of questions, and there's a lot of people who can answer them in Emery. Well, looks like me, you boys got set up. If someone tried to bomb you with a whole carrier group, that's some fucked up shit. I don't know who you pissed off, but goddamn, I'd want some answers. He says, like I said, I know a couple Weaver buddies who might be able to help you out. Only work for favors. He's like, but if you're looking to just get off planet, probably get enough script up in the Citadel. They got a lot of work. He says, shouldn't be too much of a problem. He says, other than that, hell, you're more than welcome to hang out here till you're fully put back together. Like I said, you guys have paid me already, so no worries here. Old Gimble's got plenty of stuff for you to do too if you really wanna pay me back.
I'm in the background. I'm gonna say it has that fucking TV or the news story about the scientists researching the corpse. Be like, how much of them are in Emory right now? They come by frequently.
He's like, well, UWC has this satellite office there, small, but they usually don't outnumber the corpos at all. It's mostly corporate run out here since it's outside the Veil. Says they probably are a little bit more enforced, but I usually don't go into town myself. Usually have my proxies do that. So he kind of points over to a few closets that are kind of like lockers that are locked in the background. There's like 3 or 4 of them. He's like, they usually do most of my running for me.
I don't know about you guys, but I think I could use a short rest, and then I want to go get a new phone and fucking figure out what the fuck's going on.
Fair enough. It's like I said, you're more than welcome to go upstairs and find a spot to crash, or you can just occupy a gurney unless it pulls some other poor sap in here, or somebody gets shot up, or one of the gang's members needs a bed. You're good.
What time of day is it?
He's like, I don't rightly know. I haven't been up topside in about, 4 months. And he kind of locks over his computer, and he's like, it's daytime. As you see him swipe a few screens over, and it shows like a fucking security camera display on the wall. Just fucking massive amounts of cameras.
So we've been down here for
2 days.
2 days.
Mm-hmm. He's like, you've been out for 2 days. He's like, I think I found you when you got hit. Maybe 3 days total. I don't know. Your wounds, I'm pretty sure y'all be dead if it didn't find you right away.
Gotcha.
Well, you, sir, you might say you've been paid, but I know I owe you a debt, so after we get our fucking bearings, I'll be asking you what you need.
Well, Gimbal rightly appreciates that. Thank you much.
I'm gonna start heading up the stairs to one of the bunks.
Alright, as you go up the stairs, you can see this is an old, probably naval cruiser that's crashed into the ground. As you walk up, yeah, that's UWC fucking shit scrapped out and just like spray painted over. As you turn around the corner, fucking sliding bulkhead doors open, and you walk into what is the largest, probably at one point a mess bay where people sat and ate and congregated and stuff. It is now an opium den with about 50 fucking gigantic hookahs up on the walls, and there's a huge computer bank right down the middle where there's just people with syringes stuck in their arms, fucking strung out, sunken faced, just tore up individuals with like what looks like VR headsets on, and some of them have bodysuits, and there's wires that go into this thing, and they're just sitting there just absolutely out of it. There are two individuals with fucking black leather cybernetic like looking armor augments kind of on their chest and bodies with fucking auto shotguns over their shoulders. One of them's got a big red mohawk, and the other one, she looks pretty sketch. Bald head, half of her fucking face is fucked up, burnt and cut, and the other half is all cybernetic implants. And she has what looks to be like two large like chips that go into her head. You're not exactly what the fuck sure those are, but they both look at you as you come up, and they're like, "Damn, we thought you all motherfuckers would be dead."
I'm made of pretty thick stuff. Is that fucking not my hat? I really need to get one.
They're like, "You looking to get fucked up?"
And not quite yet. I need a rest.
Find an open spot. Mind the piss smell. As you do realize, there's a lot of people who probably haven't moved from this spot in a while, and there's not a bathroom that you see in here at all. But, yeah, you can rack out easily enough.
I'm just gonna crash on my gurney.
Same.
Yeah, after fucking hearing the description up there, I bet.
He's a drug dealer, man. Alright.
Figured the flop house was separate.
So, the rest of you kind of rest. Unless there's anything else you want to do.
I'm just looking to roll some fucking...
Okay. At this time, the doc is willing to install a seed, if you want, which is basically a integrated phone cybernetic little brain suite that he can put in your head. It's fairly easy to do. Won't cost you much. About 100 things, and it counts as basically a cell phone and a neural interface with a lot of technology. You can get it, or you don't have to. Upside, you can do a lot of things hand-free. Downside, your brain can get hacked. It's really, 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 really hard, but it could. It's a possibility.
Would it enable us to have communication with each other?
Yep, wirelessly.
How much is a firewall? Or does he provide firewalls?
He doesn't have any for sale, but he does know a couple weavers that do.
Okay. Does he know the price, or is it just...
They usually they pay for favors. They play for favors is what he does.
Okay. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, I'll get it.
So I will get one, and I will also request a firewall or find me a weaver to get me a firewall.
Alright. Clyde, you getting one?
Yeah, I'll get one.
Anders? It's not
Be the
necessary.
odd man out.
Be the other man. Peer pressure.
Now,
Give me a minute.
you can remove one. They're not like, oh, if you absolutely suddenly are like, nah, I can't deal with this anymore, you can get it pulled out. But for the most part, it's fairly invasive. It just is a piece that goes in the back of your neck, attaches electrodes to the tops of your brain, and it interfaces with it.
Sure, I'll get one.
Okay. Well, he's like, oh, well, go ahead and lay down. We'll go ahead and get this started then. And when you wake up in the morning, you all have one seed. Go ahead and look up the rules in the Neurospasta book if you'd like. But for the most part, it's a cell phone, baby computer, lets you interface wirelessly with things that have a seed interface. You can have up to 4 programs in there, and you can also install a firewall.
Other stuff we can do as well.
Mm-hmm. There's a few other things, but those are the big ones. So, that being said, when you guys wake up, Tex is still out. But,
Tex?
or not Tex, excuse me, Phoenix
Phoenix
is still out.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, RNZ. With that, let's see. Yeah, your head's kind of a little fuzzy, but you can see everything, kind of feel everything come online. And you now have a seed. He's like, well, that'll definitely set you apart. No UWC soldiers are allowed seeds. So, seeing as they deal with demons on the regs, still not sure what seed interface and demonic interface do to each other. He's like, well, I'm sure you boys probably want to move about the cabin. I'll take good care of your friend here. Would you say his name was Phoenix?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
He's like, and old Chester here, he's woken up and passed back out a few times. A little fucked up in the dome piece. He got banged around a little bit. I'll put him back together. Now, as you guys are all going about your business, Gimbal walks to you, Anders. And he kind of like pulls you aside. And he kind of looks at you and he's like, so, when you was out there, you got scratched by one of them demon things, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
He's like, well, I don't know what kind of training you got. He says, but everything I'm looking at points to you having some sort of infection, virus. Not sure how it's gonna work. He's like, there's not many survivors of the demons. When they usually get their claws on you, you go down. He says, but from what I can tell, he's like, you have the Viro Infernal Factoris. People just call it V fever, but he says, I'm not exactly quite sure what it does. There's not a lot of research on it. You can now add to your thing, you have V fever, which, like herpes, once every month or so along your leg where you got scratched, you'll get little, like, blue-black pod-like growths that eventually fall off within a day or two. And that's it.
Okay.
Not exactly sure what it does, but...
When I went through med school, did they tell me anything about this?
Roll the dice!
I have eidetic memory, so I automatically pass any intelligence check to recall information you've been exposed to.
Roll the dice.
Alright.
I need to see if you've been exposed to it. Very, very, very briefly. It's like one of those things like they tell you like, oh, this is something you'll need for the test, but you're never going to run into it. So when you remember, you think back to it, you're like, all you remember is that it's not curable. And the small times they've encountered it in UWC survivors, most of those UWC survivors were sterilized and killed. So, not a lot of information. Devotions really don't deal with demonic anythings. And at school, you really just... It was briefly just mentioned, if you see this, this is what it is. It's not curable. It's not transferable that we know of. It's just a nuisance for the person. And we don't know what it does yet. It's kind of like an appendix of things. They're like, it's there. There's a lot of theories, but nothing sound.
Okay. I'm just looking at him and be like, thanks for breaking the news.
He's like,
Appreciate it.
yeah, so if you get those, just kind of brush them off and maybe stay away from the ladies for a day.
Appreciate it.
Or the guys. Yeah, and he just starts turning around, sucking some more those darts down. But you guys are basically free to move about the world, the universe now. What is it that you do?
I guess I would group up with everybody and like kind of pull us off to our own little corner and be like, okay, so they've already written us off. Just good and bad. Good thing is we no longer have those ridiculous deaths hovering over our heads. Bad thing is we pop up on the radar, they could be hunting us.
Well, my concern is what are we gonna do for funds? Because I don't know about you, but I left with what I had, which was a whole lot of nothing.
Boys, we're on Catherine now. I don't know about what you guys do back, but there's always going to be earned here.
Are they from people like you?
They come in all shapes and sizes here.
It's a wolf.
Alright, well, that's how we do this. Remember, we're trained Marines. We survive something most people don't. We can do this. And if anything, we can get back to where we need to. We just gotta work together. So, what are we looking at as possible issues? Who's got somebody that's hunting them? And we do. Alright.
Unanimous raise of hands. Well, fuck.
So
I think right now we need to just get a grasp of our surroundings and see just whether there's a presence right now, since there's been a lot going on.
alright. I like
And
this.
I need to make contact with my old lady, tell her I'm safe. But
I wouldn't. I'd
wouldn't do that.
keep as much distance as you can for a little bit. We gotta lay low. They've already written us off. That doesn't necessarily mean they're not tracking everybody that we know and love.
That's why I was gonna look for something a little bit more secure. I wasn't say calling her up on a payphone.
What the fuck's a payphone?
Yeah.
What the fuck the equivalent would be?
Mhm.
I'm sure in the future we'd have some sort of, easy way to.
String in a cup.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called a
It's a very long
disposable cell phone. That's probably like 10 credits.
Burner phone.
Yeah, exactly. You do recall that they did set up a fund for the survivors of those families. So they are keeping tabs on the families, at least
Mm.
financially.
Oh,
My parents won't give a shit about it.
Mm-hmm. Your debts technically, since you're dead, are paid. So, but yeah, if you do pop back up, there's a chance they might reinstate the debt, or they might call you AWOL and line you up against the wall. Who knows? You could go back and be like, "Hey, we survived." You could stay here and be like, "Fuck you guys." It's however you guys want to approach it. There's tons of options, even more so than I even mentioned.
I have no desire to go back and serve. So, my goal is to find my brother. And a few other things that are out there that I gotta rectify. But, outside of that, I ain't going back.
Okay.
We
Wolf,
could-
you've been quiet too fucking long.
Fuck them.
It's a good answer. All right, Tex, I know your way of looking at this. You want to get back at someone.
Oh,
Is that what
fuck
you want?
yeah. Alright, what we could do is, my family's a little bit more off-grid. They don't kind of do all that tech stuff. We might be able to make contact with them.
I say if we're gonna make contact, we do it physically.
That's what I mean.
Where do they
Like I
live?
said, they're off the grid. I don't know. John, where do they live? Where would farms be?
Very,
Yeah,
very north, in through past the Vale. You'd have to get from Emery into the Vale, and then to the northern, to the northeastern province. Probably New Avalon adjacent, not in New Avalon, but in the farming subsidiaries outside.
They'd be up near New Avalon, so it'd be a bit of a trip, but...
It'd be like going from Chile to fucking Washington.
Oh!
You're on the
But
opposite
it's
side
the
of the
future.
planet. Yeah, it is the future. You just have to get that transport there.
Gotta take the bus.
Take the space bus.
Well, I don't know if you recall what we fought before we woke up here, but I think we need to find a way to better arm ourselves.
We still have all of our personal equipment. So
Yes, he did. He
Whatever
was
our
he
starter
was able to
equipment
grab
was.
your starter equipment, just not the UWC loadout. So the armor, the weapon, the fatigues. Fatigues you have on, but they're fucking tore to shit. And if you run around wearing fucked up UWC fatigues, it's a dead giveaway that you are probably UWC, because they don't
Yeah.
just sell those in the streets. Those are special.
So did we
That's-
lose our rifles and stuff?
He took them. He said you could grab them back if you wanted, but those are technically your payment to him. So if you took them back, he might ask you to do another job.
How
It's up
much is
to
the
you.
M&K sniper?
Whatever the
What
normal
kind of-
starter sniper rifle is, the 350, I believe, right?
Oh fuck!
Hmm.
I have 340.
I'm sure you could probably
Well,
suck a dick
you
for
would-
10
you would-
fucking credits somewhere.
You
I'll
would have
fight
whatever
you.
your starting gear was. You'd have it. I'm sure you'd
Mhm.
have a sniper
Oh.
rifle on your starting gear.
hmm
Oh, okay. See, I was counting the M&K as the starting rifle. I didn't realize.
Yeah, no, you had your basic issue from me the other day, and then he basically took that from you, and you were left with what you rolled for starter gear. So you should have a full
Okay.
complement of gear.
Yeah, I'm donning my armor right now and be like, let's get some new clothes, shit like that too.
What I'm saying is, how much more are we gonna run into some giant whatever the fuck? We could barely handle, if at all, with the firepower that we had. I'm not saying we need to be a 5-man army. I'm just saying I would like to be a bit more prepared.
I like 5-man army. That sounds
I
good
do
to me.
too.
So
Sounds very good.
what we need to do is we need to take a little bit of what you want and a little bit of what Tex wants and put those together. So we need to go find some work to make some money so we're better equipped. So if we have to fight one of those big motherfuckers again, we can. All right.
And
That's where we start. Yeah.
want to do training before we go?
Uh,
I mentioned to shoot. So
I need to kill things.
How about we go find work and then we can practice if it doesn't involve us killing people as
Keep
is.
in mind, we're in a drug den. There isn't quite exactly a shooting range.
there's
there.
land outside the ship. Fuck.
He's like, Gimbal hears you guys talking a little bit. He's like, oh, there's not a shortage of people that need to be shot in this godforsaken planet. You'll definitely find someone to kill.
Show me where they are.
He just motions above, like, there. And he's like, now, of course, if you ever need medical equipment, services, you know where old Gimbal is. And, well, if you go telling anybody, I'm going to kill the shit out of you. But, you know, I run a legitimate business, but not a legal business. So, keep it on the hush-hush, please.
Gamble, let us know when you got people that are trying to snitch on you, and we'll go kill them for you.
He turns and just like, I'm glad I saved your ass. You might come in useful. And he's like, oh, flicks a file to all you guys. You, bloop, in your brain, now that you have your seeds, you're able to access it if you'd like. He's like, that's the contact info for the 2 Weaver friends of mine. He's like, I'd look at it, memorize it, then delete it.
Okay. I'll do exactly that.
Leech, can you memorize this for me?
Yes, I can.
Nice. Alright. He's like,
Then I'll delete the file.
cool. Gimbal then punches up something. He turns on the screen again. He's like, this is new. And you can see on the screen that it's like, it shows Gimbal's scrap bots that he controls that are pulling you guys out of wreckage. It says, possible survivors? Oh. And it goes into a little bit more, but it mostly, everyone's pretty much writing you off as dead. But you know that now that there's a small, like, little 5-second video of these guys pulling out people bleeding out of a fucking burning truck from a crater, someone might think something.
Okay.
Oh shit.
He is pulling Phoenix out of the crater by the way, you can see Phoenix.
Ah, fuck.
Okay. So, load up, and then I'll look at Gimbal, and I'll be like, well, we're definitely going to be back in touch with you here shortly. Appreciate all the help, man.
He gives you a nod and he says, how do I want to say this? He says, I'll take care of these two till they wake up. If they don't want a seed, I won't give them one. He's like, I stole a shipment of them. I'm bleeding these things. I need to get rid of them. He's like, they're more trouble sitting in my inventory than anything else. So he's like, they're base models. But he's like, if they don't want them, I'll hook them up with a phone and send them out your way.
Appreciate it.
He's like, keep your heads down. I didn't put them back together for no fucking reason.
Good point. Alright, boys.
Let's head out.
Try not to be as conspicuous as possible, I suppose.
As you see me checking my clip and shoving it back in the gun.
Well, I will say, as fierce as we all appear right now, when we get into town, it might be better off to be a little more
Discreet.
discreet. Thank you, discreet. Perhaps a little light shopping for new clothes is in order. I would love to help you all individually.
I'd be down.
Let's get the fuck out
I like
of this
your
place.
fashion taste, I suppose.
I'm already walking towards the door and be like, look.
And then, while I'm talking, I'm just rubbing the boa that I keep.
Yeah.
Just because we may be savages doesn't mean we have to appear like savages.
And out here, that's how you get yourself identified, dumbass.
Again, being pretty does not make you smart.
Alright, so you make your way through the bottom layer of this ship, past up to the next level where it is an opium den. You pass the two guards once more, who give you nods, and you basically walk through a corridor of, like, a decon corridor that's got three things, and where you would be in a decon area, where, like, it's probably for an airlock or something, there's no real, like, decon equipment. There's just wall turrets that look like they shoot fucking flamethrowers and high caliber, like, high rate of fire miniguns. And then you go through there, and then it beeps, and the door opens, and you open up to this bright fucking outside light. As you walk up what looks to be busted ass stairs, it suddenly turns into just scrap metal, and there's just a junkyard that greets your view. In the back, you can see to your left a large building, still intact, but fucking very derelict and run down. And it says Hope Hospital on the side. Next to that, there's a smaller building, Hope Hospital being like probably 7 or 8 stories. This one's 3 or 4, and it says dormitory on it. And you can see there's a bunch of people that just chill outside that place, and there's hustle and bustle of what looks to be like a small community out front. It's no more than probably a couple hundred feet from this scrap pile to there, and you can see it's a winding path out of this scrap pile. You can actually see several other guards posted out there, and as you're walking one direction, a guard's like, go that way, don't want to hit the trip mines.
Thanks, Ben.
Mm-hmm. And you are now in the community of Hope. Hope is a small, derelict, out-of-the-way community next to a defense tower on the outskirts of Emory. Hope was a field hospital at one point, but is no longer in use because the corporation that ran it is no longer in existence. They were bought out. So, squatters moved in. There is 1,000 faces that are just moving about this place that don't seem to give two shits. Almost every single one of them armed. You don't see someone not packing heat out here, except for some of the kids. I say some of the kids, because some of the kids are packing heat.
I love this place.
Yeah, this place looks fucking lawless. And in fact, it takes no more than a minute and a half before you hear gunshots and someone going, "Fuck you, motherfucker!" And they're like, "Yeah, clean up right here. Fuck this bitch." And someone's lying dead in the street.
Should I clean up?
I like it. Give DM inspiration to yourself. But yeah, so you can make your way out. There is basically those two structures and what looks to be like a small open air bazaar in the middle. Probably, or used to be a park in between these two places. Turning around, you can actually see there's what used to be a parking garage and several small like strip mall kind of areas around the corner, which still seem to be in operation, but run down, derelict, kind of gross. But yeah, there's an open air bazaar where they're selling everything from food to probably clothes. So it looks like this community's, that's their mall.
Yeah, I start looking around for some clothes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perusing through the bazaar, you pass the same grimy people. This is a mix of what looks to be hicks and punks. It's very much, pink hair, cybernetic implant stuff, a lot of limb replacements, and a mix between hard-working clothes and punk rock, stud belts, leather jackets, stuff like that. You can easily find clothes vendors here. Just depends on what you want to get. So you can take this moment right now to subtract some credits from your account and buy whatever kind of clothes. I just want to hear the descriptions of each. What you guys are wearing.
Now, are you willing to let me shop for you, or do you want to pick something for yourself?
Oh, if you let Ox buy for you, you get a 10% discount. Because he knows how to shop.
I do not let him shop for me, that's for sure.
Could I let him recommend, but not necessarily shop for me?
Ah, no, have faith, man. Have faith.
You get the advantage only if you let him do him. You can see as he's walking by, people are actually like checking him out, like nice. He looks flamboyant as fuck. But goddamn if that don't blend in here. You do have a dice program on the computer.
Shut up. Okay, let's go with it.
It is Dungeons and Dragons.
John.
Alright, that being said, yeah. How do you
I'm
do it?
looking up stuff real quick, so
Alright.
let him trust them.
Alright, if Ox is buying for you, Ox, what do you buy for them?
Now, there's no sheet that I can look at for clothes, right? I'm just
Whatever the fuck you want, man. It's fucking
There's what I figured.
Business,
they got it all.
casual, formal, or fatigues.
right.
I may give you more options as you select which kind.
Oh my god. I'm gonna look at you and be like, one, red is not my color. Okay, that's why I didn't enjoy the UWC. No red. Okay. Second, no blue, and no pink. Those are my criteria.
Honey, you do not meet the criteria for pink.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Now, I will honor your request up to a point. So,
Make me beautiful.
so you said fatigues, formal, and semi-formal?
Casual and business. It's all
Casuals.
price based. So business is 100, casual's 10, formal's 500, fatigues are 100.
Okay. So, for Leech, I will be getting him a set of fatigues.
Alright, fatigues. Alright.
Okay. Are you gonna be giving me options,
Yeah,
or am I
just
just
you start telling me and I'll give you options.
Okay. So, instead of full, like, outright fatigues, like head to toe, wrist to shoulder and whatnot, we're gonna do pant fatigues, right? Just standard. And they're going to be a digital camo blue,
Okay. So
but
as you look through this, you have three options. There's urban. There's a night watch, which is like a black navy blue kind of mix, and then there's what they call seafoam. Seafoam is very, very odd because you'd think, oh, it's like blues and greens, right? No, it's like blues and purples and like weird. It's more for a digital waterscape than it is for an actual waterscape, and there is a small bonus to each.
Okay. Oh, seafoam. Okay. No, we'll do the. What was the second one? Night what? Night watch.
Night watch.
Okay. So we'll put him in the night watch digital camo.
Okay.
For the pants.
Okay.
For his chest, it'll be a dual layer, so you'll have the fatigue, but they are going to be vested, or at least no sleeves.
Okay.
Now, the difference between this fatigue from most other fatigues is you're gonna have 2 standard breast pockets, 2 gut pocket, and then I want to make sure that there are also
Did he crash?
I don't know. He's either in deep thought or he crashed. Oh, that lag. I was like, wow, he's really putting thought into this.
So we heard gut pockets. What was the other part?
Okay, so
Can you
and
get
then
the screenshot and
and so then we're gonna do 2 inseam pockets on the inside of the fatigue vest. Now, again, everything's gonna be that night blue or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
As far as something that we're gonna do else that's unique is we're also gonna have a bandana.
Okay.
oh my god, I regret this already.
This is beautiful. All right, so the bandana. There is 3 bandana choices. Obviously, a man in the know of fashion would know this. There's the Executech head wrap, which is more of a do-rag than a bandana. There is the old Kevlar. It's the name of the company, Old Kevlar, and it is a rough and tumble military company. But it screams, I'm a military guy. Kind of like my hat screams, I'm a veteran, right?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, he's wearing old. It's like wearing like 511, wear some stupid gear here. People know it. And then there's the Sternmeyer, the cold weather wrap.
Okay. When you say cold weather,
That's just what it's called. It's the one that they have in night camo.
okay.
Which one would you choose for your friend?
What's the ambient temperature?
It's fairly cold down here, but not too bad.
I'm gonna choose
Chilly.
the cold weather wrap.
Okay. All right, Nick, with your ensemble picked out for you by Ox, Anders has advantage on his first stealth check at night, and advantage on concealing gear in his 2 inside vest pockets, as well as your head is insulated.
My head is what?
Insulated. And you can use
My
the
head
cold
is-
weather bandana to help negate any cold weather stuff. Think of it as like oven mitts.
You were going full robot, so.
Sorry, I can't do anything about it. It's Discord.
Oh, I
probably.
know. I was just letting you know.
Yeah.
So,
Alright, Ox, what do you wear?
If you don't mind, I'd like to do wolf next and say.
Oh, okay, alright, let's do that. Let's do that.
oh fuck.
Okay. So for wolf, we are gonna have formal attire.
Alright. There's actually quite a lot of formal, as not a lot of people buy it out here, but there's definitely some.
Now,
One
some of
caveat:
the-
is this business casual, or is this formal, or is this business leisure wear?
business leisure wear.
Oh, that's my favorite one. You're gonna look like a Slav, buddy. Suka bliet. Continue.
So,
No, I'm joking.
This is fantastic. I can see him now carrying a sniper rifle, wearing a running suit. That would be great.
so the shoes are going to be so like there's think of like a penny loafer, so that there's no shoelaces to tie or anything like that, but it's not quite as formal. It's a bit of if you could put a penny loafer and a sneaker together.
So like a
that kind of
moccasin?
setup. Yeah, moccasin, exactly.
All right. There are 3 brands to choose from. There's the New Tech moccasin. There is the there's the EG body foot skin moccasin for the active man. And then there is the London Mist brand, which is kind of like the cheaper version, but this is like their Cadillac line of stuff.
We're gonna go with EG.
Okay, the EG brand. Okay, continue.
So now the suit, or the outfit, is definitely going to be. If you were to look at it, it looks like a one piece, but obviously it's not a one piece.
Yes. Got it.
You will not regret this, my friend. Okay. Now, first of all, what are my 3 color palettes? Because I have an idea, but I wanna.
Wolf, what's your color palettes? This is you, man.
Dark.
Dark and edgy.
Make him as
Well,
bright
I
as
just mean, motherfucker, don't you dare.
Okay.
neon green.
So
White.
we are going to go with the current landscape. Is it barren deserty or is it barren tundra?
Down here, it's a light gray dust. Covers most of everything. And the tundra is scrapyard. Because that's what it looks like.
So we're going to go with slate.
Ooh.
Now, to truly embody this suit, it will have I won't call it pinstriping because it's going to be thicker than that, but like those like stitching weaves that go down.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah. With that, we are going to do a violet purple.
That actually sounds pretty baller.
There are 3 brands to choose from. There is the Wavy line, which is called, let's see, I already used New Tech. This is the Rough Tready, is the name of it. Rough Tready makes choice athletic wear for the rich and in charge individual. There is also Gibson. Gibson is basically your space Adidas. They are absolutely. This is their high brow line of onesie kind of styled suits with pinstriping. And then the last is Tanaka, and Tanaka makes the most silky smooth versions of things, as they're all about comfort. Comfort for the modern man. All right. Okay.
Now,
John should have fucking gotten into advertising. Comfort for the modern. What the fuck?
so for Wolf's accessory, I would like it to be a watch,
Ooh.
but I want it to be a traditional wound watch, and I want it to be loud.
I fucking hate you.
Like loud, like this thing is loud, or like click clock,
No, no.
click clock.
Click clock.
Okay.
Fucking hate you.
All right.
Motherfucker,
There's
you're a
only-
sniper. You're gonna learn to love that watch.
There is only
Yeah. See
one.
that? Never mind.
There's only one brand of watch that does that these days anymore, and that is Nometh. It is the classic watchmaker, bringing elegance to a dark world. There you go.
I hate you.
See, there's that advertising line right there. Oh man.
All right. So, with that, is that everything for him?
Yes, unless he wants more.
All right.
Hold on. Let me see what.
So you're wearing some like moccasin These are the most comfortable shoes you've ever put on your feet. A nice tracksuity one-piece
Okay.
kind of looking thing with some awesome purple pinstripes down the side. Now Tanaka usually has a large emblem on the back of the jacket. Would you prefer one with or without an emblem?
Is that
What
my
is it?
choice or his?
Oh, it'd be his. I'd give him this one. Nick got a little bit of. He gave you his color palette.
Fuck it. Go with the emblem.
There are 3 old extinct animals on the back. 1, there is a eagle. 2, there is a wolf.
Hell yeah.
And 3, there is a scorpion. All in that sweet silky purple embroidering on the back.
Hell yeah.
So which one are you going with?
I think it's kind of obvious.
Okay. So I actually have a random generator for animals, and it fucking has wolf on it. I was like, motherfucker.
That's amazing.
I'm looking at it going, well, I guess that was the stars aligning for you. All right, so because you're wearing the EG brand moccasins,
Hold on a second.
the EG brand moccasins are just absolute comfort. You have advantage on basically constitution saves for going long distances. They're the most comfortable shoes you've ever worn. They're absolutely great. The Tanaka streetwear is synonymous with gangs in this part of the world. You get +1 to your charisma rolls to interact with gang members. You got street cred. And the watch? You just have a motherfucking watch that's analog. That's hard to find. Alright. Ox, what are you wearing?
Alright. For myself. Sorry, I'm like self-measuring and see how this
You're like,
all works.
how do I want to pimp this ride?
So, for myself, it would be, it would also be formal wear. It would be business. Now, my my outfit will be louder, and I would like not so much a suit, but it definitely is 3-piece with pants, shirt, and jacket. That's gonna be I want to do like a wine red, like that
Alright.
that burgundy.
Burgundy.
Big fucking suit.
So you want a full suit. There are 3 brands that really strike your fancy. There's Ronald and Company. Well-known suit makers, not bad. Kind of out of place in this marketplace, actually. But Ronald and Company, nice, pretty much probably what exactly you're looking for. But there's two other options. One, there is a thinner cut. It's more flowy. It's called Biotechnica. It is an odd cut of basically it's like wearing a plant. So you don't have to do much to it. You have to water it and bring it in the sunlight. That's the only thing. It doesn't do well with people who like to leave it in a room or live on a spaceship or something like that, or a space station. It needs a lot of actual care. But while wearing it, you can constantly grow a flower out of the lapel. Whenever you'd like. Absolutely your choice. And since it's a weird genetically engineered thing, you choose the color of the flower. Or, the third option, there's what they call Old Trail. And Old Trail makes shit you would see a professional wrestler wearing, suit-wise. This shit is cut thick. It is not thin material. It is bulky, strong like a bear. It is very, very, very well to do. Pinstripes almost always accompany this to show off the physique of the wearer as well. So which company are you gonna go for? Biotechnica, Old Trail, or Ron and Company?
I'm gonna go with the Biotechnica.
Okay, Biotechnica suit it is. All right, continue.
Okay. So, I already have my boa. The next
When
thing...
I see him choose his suit, I'm gonna run over and be like, wait. Let me help you.
Alright.
Alright. I'm going to go find the sleekest silk vest in that beautiful, like, shiny black that I can find.
Okay.
And then I'm
Paisley or no
gonna...
Paisley?
Huh?
Paisley or no Paisley?
No.
You know what's
Paisley.
called? Oh.
I don't see how that comes into your vest, but no. And then I'm going to also find him the shiniest silver, like little pocket rag for his jacket.
Okay. Okay.
I agree to this.
Okay. There's no
And
options
can I
with
find
these.
cufflinks?
No, there's probably some. There's no options to those options, but they do complement the suit fairly well.
Okay. Can I find cufflinks?
Sure.
I'm looking for cufflinks that have like letters. So I'm going to try to find one that's just an O and one that's an X.
Oh my god, yes.
You can.
All right.
You can definitely find some that match those.
All right. Cool. Yeah. No Paisley. Yuck. That's gross.
Fuck you, I have a Paisley vest.
We're not old men, okay? Old men wear Paisley vests.
What's your point?
So, yes, that's what I find him, and I come back and I present my findings, and I think these would be like the best accoutrements for your suit.
Do you agree, Ox?
I 100% do.
All right. Anything else for your suit?
Wow, after getting all that, I almost feel overdone.
Almost.
Almost.
This... I think, my accessory will be... No. I want it to be... are precious metals like super rare or...
No, not necessarily.
I'm thinking a ring. But of course, for my hand size and everything like that, it would have to be a pinky ring. This guy. I would. It would have to be large. I don't necessarily. I'm not looking for something that has a symbol per se, but I am looking for a design that's imprinted into the ring. Mostly because if I have to punch something, I want to make sure that the indent is going to be of my ring.
I'll allow it. We'll just say
Okay.
somehow someone has a 3D printer that can make that happen.
Okay.
So,
That's it.
all right, Ox, for you.
Unless there's choices for the ring.
For your bonuses from your gear, you have a +1 to initial social checks with anybody who enjoys fashion.
Okay.
Okay. Anybody who appreciates someone who's well dressed just looks at you as like, damn, all right, that's sharp. I like that. Nice. You get +1 to intimidate after you punch an opponent.
Ooh. Okay.
Because they have an ox imprint on their fucking face or wherever you hit them.
Okay.
And you and Anders have a special bond now.
After wearing the suit and then applying the O and then the X cufflinks, a pink water lily will then grow from the lapel.
Alright. And I will explore the Anders bond, Ox bond later as you guys just bonded over fashion in a fucking wasteland bazaar. Alright, Clyde, what do you buy that's normal people wear? These motherfuckers come out like, the fuck? And you're like, I'm ready to fight people. Y'all look like you're ready to go to a fucking hoedown. Like, what the fuck, man?
I got the essentials. I got, fresh pair of cowboy boots, blue jeans, nice button-up shirt from underneath it. Then we got a new hat. Got a big black leather duster. Go over the armor. I made sure to get a chest gun holster that would basically be hidden unless I pulled out the duster to show it's there. And then what else I put on my list? And then I'd look to see if I could find I'd get a belt, and then I'd see if I could find a specialty person to get me a big thing that says Tex on it.
You don't even need to. There's several that say like Jed, Tex, Butch. This is the dumbest hick names you can think of. Like I said, this is hick punk country, so yeah, not a problem. You can get that.
Cool.
All right.
And then one note for the DM, so normally my armor's sealed. I don't wear the hat, or so I've got all the chest bits part, but I don't wear the helmet because I got my hat on. And then I've got I also.
So it's not sealed until you put the helmet on. So.
Yeah.
That's fine.
But and then I have a gas mask that sits on my neck.
Okay. So gas mask around the neck, duster thing, Tex belt buckle. You're semi-McCree, I like it. McCree with a gas mask. Yeah, not a problem. You don't get any special bonuses from Ox, but you do get a fucking advantage on blending in with the local populace. Not a +1, not anything, just straight advantage because you look like a local. Also, it makes it really hard for the UWC to find you. So, that being said, shopping takes about an hour. And after that, you guys are bedecked with your findings. Several individuals. Huh?
How much does that run us?
How much do you have?
I got extra.
How much do you have?
I've got $15.50.
$15.50. It'll cost you whatever the cost of that normal clothing would cost.
Okay.
Because it's all just one outfit, pretty much. You didn't buy anything too crazy that's like an extra piece of gear or whatnot. Anders, Wolf, Ox, how much do you guys have?
340.
340?
425.
Yeah, I have 475.
I just took the price of fatigues and deducted 10% off of it.
That sounds good.
Okay.
Ox, formal wear, minus 10%. And Wolf, business wear,
Formal wear minus 10.
minus 10%.
Okay, business wear.
How much was it again? How much was formal?
500.
Formal's 500.
Oh, 500. Oh shit. Okay.
But formal, look at what the different types of clothing you wear has different advantages to it. So make sure you look that up.
Okay.
Can I buy a golfer hat? Yes. You can also
Yes.
buy a balaclava, and you can only squat on your heels. Because if you don't squat on your heels, you're a spy. So.
Sweet.
All right. So the lot of you now are bedecked. You've paid your money. You blended in, and you don't look like locals. Well, except for Clyde, but Clyde walking with all these yokels doesn't make him not stand out. So.
I linked in chat what all the different ones do.
Yeah. The nighttime is the stuff that matches yours, Anders. By the way. So.
Okay.
Mhm. So, what do you do next, boys? I'm glad you guys had your shopping with Ox experience.
That was fantastic.
That was fun.
I need to go to the gun bazaar real quick.
The gun bazaar.
Do you want to go to the
Other than
one?
that, there's a gun bazaar.
Do you want that's inside the city? You are outside. Do you want to go inside the city to the gun bazaar then? There is a place out here that probably has some guns, but it's not like it's
I'm
slim
looking
pickings
for more
compared to.
attachments.
They would have some attachments. What ones
I
are
want
you
to
looking
take a
for?
peek. I'm looking to see if they have a reflexive sight and a suppressor.
Reflexive sight. They have.
Okay.
Suppressor. They don't have actually.
Okay. How much is the reflexive?
That's what it says in the thing. Should be 150, I believe. The the guy who's looking for suppressors says the UWC or some of the corpos usually come down here and take that shit from us because it's good for stealing. He's like,
Okay.
so if we have them, they go fast. He's like, go get in the city. You'll just have to pay the city prices. I.e., this counts as a black market, but since you're actually at it, you can buy for normal prices.
Okay.
Usually in town, you'd have to buy the licensed versions, which costs a small amount more. Depends on the licensing fee.
Okay.
But that's what you got so far. So you're able to grab those pieces of equipment, gear that you wanted. What is it that you do next, boyos?
Real quick, I want to have a discussion. Not a discussion, but I just want to let Wolf know. Just so you know, I know you're trying to better yourself as a marksman. It is my experience that when a sniper is learning, matching his breathing with the sound of a watch helps immensely.
Now I see.
Ox, gain DM inspiration.
Thank you.
Alright.
Let's see.
I'm going to remember the first Weaver location.
Okay. It's not a location, more of a place to contact them.
Okay. Then yeah, I'm gonna.
There
remember
is,
where that is.
in the city, around the furnace district, where they burn shit, there is a data terminal. In that data terminal, if you input the word pangolin, it'll bring up a chat log for about 30 seconds, in which you'll get another set of instructions.
Cool. Be like, well, boys, I think we spent enough money today. Anybody want to go work for something?
Real quick, when we were at the black market thing, I'd look for extended mag.
Alright.
I want to get a firewall up here as soon as possible.
I'd be like, who's hungry?
They do have extended mags.
Okay.
These are the most janky fucking extended mags you've ever seen in your fucking life. They are literally just fucking TIG welded things that they were. You could obviously tell they cut 2 magazines, welded the spring, welded the magazines together, and that's what it is. It works. It don't look pretty, but it works.
I won't grab it then. Instead, I'm just gonna see if I can find a normal, just base machine pistol.
Yeah.
If you want, I'll trade my. Okay.
They actually have a couple corporate ones if you are interested in those.
Would I know what the advantages to that would be?
I don't know. Would you? Give me a knowledge firearms, or if you don't have that specific of a skill, just intelligence. You know the basic of some companies. You always could ask.
Yeah, what's the difference between the corporate ones and the normal ones?
So as you walk up to this guy and you're talking shop with him, trying to buy guns off him, he's like, not a good gun connoisseur, I see, He's like, well, let me break it down for you, no problem, friend. Okay, hey, check this one out right here. As he pulls out a machine pistol, right? Sorry, I'm trying to get in this guy's headspace. He's like, this right here, this decent machine pistol, a little bit of corporate upgrades, increased trigger, better upper receiver, the barrel's machined more precisely, almost atomic lined, very nice, high quality. This is Baker Reynolds, old time, very strong build. He's like, it's more expensive to shoot, take normal bullets, not caseless, but I can supply you with them, very nice, packs extra punch. Very nice, I like, very good. Plus impress ladies. He's like, but if you really, really, really want a good one, I have one of these ones right here. He holds out this one, and it is just teched out the ass. The fucking barrel's integrally suppressed, and all this stuff. He's like, this is a Zufang. Very nice, very quiet. Call it whisper gun. So good. He's like, basically, it is very quiet. Comes with built-in suppressor. He's like, also, except subsonic round. Can make absolute quiet shot, if you wish.
A third one?
Third one, he says, you don't want to buy this one. You don't have money. No problems.
What do you got?
Would you know if I told you?
Do you know if I got money?
You don't look like it. You look like a scrap herder from out here, and you don't have money. He's like, I don't know, maybe you surprise me.
Only you had dressed like you had money.
It's called blending in, Ox.
Where's the fun in that?
He says, I have one SSF firearm. Very good. Integrates with seeds if you have one. He says also integrates with advanced optics and computer firing algorithms. Smart gun. You can't afford.
Could we do a job for it?
You would be better off stealing one from their factories.
How much for the quiet one?
Whatever a machine pistol is, plus 75%.
Plus 75%?
So 175% of the normal cost of a machine pistol.
Yeah. Alright, I'll buy that one.
Okay. Comes with an integrated suppressor, so it can accept other barrel mods, but usually it just has... It's built quietly.
Hmm.
So that's...
Alright, so...
He's like, let me see credits first.
Yeah, I pay them in.
That's $5.25.
Yep.
Very nice. He swipes the card and gives you your data chip back. And he's like, I'm great doing business with you, scrap herder. Now get out of my shop. I don't think you have anything left. But I do have bullets.
I was about to say, I'd like to buy some ammo.
Special ammo or regular ammo? You
Just
did just
regular.
buy a whisper gun. Regular ammo's normal cost.
Yeah, I don't know.
for every... No, this guy wouldn't do that, so you're good.
Gotta look up how much fucking ammo is. That's all I need.
Alright.
Or does he have another holster? That come with it?
Sure, I guess, if you really need another holster. Like, you can only wear so many fucking holsters.
Cut 2 side ones.
You're good. Then yeah, then you can get another one if you want.
Just checking.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you're fucking so strapped.
I only got 2 guns. Oh fuck, it's for 20 bullets, it's only 1 credit. Alright, I don't think I'm worried about it. Yeah, I'll buy like 6 clips.
Alright, not a problem. He has tons of bullets. He just hands you a case, takes half of it out, and just hands you the magazines. Or the rounds. He's like, anything else? Big money spender.
That'll be it, partner. I'll see you around.
Yeah, I doubt it. He closes the case and puts the rest of the ammo in a pile. Anybody else getting anything?
We've got plenty of ammo right now.
Yeah, I'm pretty good on ammo as it is right now. I
All
want
right.
to get working first before I buy a new gun.
All right. So a lot of you, what do you do next?
Start leading everybody to the data terminal.
All right. So where are you going? You can take the north road in. You could take the south road in. You can go in. There's the closest gate is right here.
Where are we at about right now?
You're at the yellow marker.
Okay, I didn't know if we had traveled from it at all.
you walked out of the underground, basically mafia dock, and now you're in the open air bazaar around that old field hospital.
Okay. Let's go through the bottom gate.
All
What's
right.
the bottom gate?
Quarantine zone.
Okay.
Well, there's a customs office nearby. If we go through the north gate, it's a military depot.
Okay.
Doesn't mean
actually,
it
let's just go
doesn't
right
mean
out-
it's
let's go right through
UWC
the gate you
military.
first thing.
So.
Yeah, I don't want to go that way.
Okay.
Let's go this way.
All right. So you begin walking. It is a long road. And you take your time, or are you guys jogging, or are you just casually walking?
I'm listening for any rumors that we might want to hear
How so?
while we're going. What?
How so? How are you listening for them?
Just as we're going along, just
So you
seeing
just
people are
passively, okay.
talking. Yeah, just as if anyone's talking about what happened. I mean.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
people look bad.
Yeah, dude, it's the talk of this little area. They're like,
Yeah.
you hear them crazy fucks woke up? I heard they all died down there. That shit was bullshit. He didn't pull anybody in. Some people believe you guys went down there. Some people don't. Most of the people who do go down there are fucking deadbeat druggies. So, not knowing anything, no one really has a solid deciding factor. So, one thing you do pick out is that the UWC has officially declared all of you dead.
Woo.
They say, no, I saw the news. I saw the Weave bulletin. Yeah, all of them are considered dead. But that's pretty much the only pertinent piece of information. There's a lot of just random bullshit you hear. Some of it actually is probably really annoying to you. Like, I heard they were all, pussies. They all fucking deserve to die. Fucking scumbags. And this is from people living outside the wire, outside the veil. It's like, okay. But a lot of it's kind of infuriating. Yeah, it's
Fight this time.
yeah, it's a little bit infuriating listening to that kind of shit. But with that being said, a lot of you do make it out of the outskirts of New Hope, or of Hope. New Hope, Star Wars. But you make it down the path and continue on. You pass what looks to be the shelled ruins of a town. Kind of moving past. You go and there's just rusted vehicles and old world stuff. You think you see what looks to be like a keep, like an old world keep, like the bones of it, like very smallest area, just small stones standing here and there. Continuing further south, though, the day starts to wane on, and it gets to about lunchtime. You guys gonna stop and eat? What are you doing?
Yeah.
Is there somewhere to stop and eat?
Not really. You're on basically an access road to a outskirts town.
How far away from the town at this point?
I'd say you probably got to about a little past the crossroads there.
Oh shit, we're nowhere near.
Mm-mm.
I want lunch. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, I'd stop and break out rations.
All right, please subtract a ration from your total rations. Remember, rations weigh you down. So the more you carry, the more expensive they are.
Also,
Okay.
one thing, so in this edition, they don't sell them by day like they do in the others, by week. At least from what I saw.
They sell it by week, you said?
Yeah.
It's fine. Basically, you get a box of rations, which should last you a week. So just on your, if you have a week ration kit, you have 1 day or 1 meal subtracted from it. So it'd probably take you two meals a day. So let's just say there's 14 rations in a box. You basically have 13 left. So keep track of that.
Yeah.
All right, but you stop and eat. As you do, there are several people along this road, passers-by, in vehicles. No one really on foot. Actually, when people see you guys by the side of the road, they actually slow down and look, and they're just like stop and stare, like, what the fuck are these morons doing? But lunch goes well. Anything discussed over the breaking of sealed ration packets? Or do we press on?
Question, would I know what type of, like, normal transportation, like, public transit there'd be?
Probably.
What would there be?
Out here?
Yeah.
Inner city stuff. They wouldn't go outside the walls. There's
Okay.
probably a large Catherine transport shuttle that goes between megacities, in between here, as well as once you're inside the Vale, there's highways. They're tall. They don't touch the ground, and the people stay. Highway travel is like taking a Greyhound here. It's like, I can do it. I really don't want to though. I'd rather fly. It's a way to get around.
Be like, well, boys, gotta say, this sucks ass. Almost as much as joining the UWC.
I actually would like to say the opposite. We're fucking free of our debts, partner. I think we fucking struck gold here.
Life is a debt in itself. You gotta pay it back to someone at some point in time.
This ain't the time for being D-boxed.
I love it.
I can honestly say I miss having a comfy bed, and I miss my slippers. So the more we can do to get this back on track with having comfort, I'm gonna be happier. Because I can honestly say this planet sucks, and I'm looking at text when I say that.
You haven't been to the night, partner. And let me tell you, we throw way better parties.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'll believe it when I see it. Okay, I'll give you your shot. But yeah, didn't think this would be happening so soon. As I start eating.
Yeah, fuck, I don't know what. Fucking, I expected this debt to be going a lot longer. I know I gotta fucking kill that fucker before I'm actually free, though. What about you guys? I know we all got someone after us. How, can you go back to family or friends before they're dead, or?
My brother's
Yes and
out there somewhere in the wilds. I gotta find them. But outside of that, I got no one I care to claim to.
What happened to your brother?
He ducked and dodged for my safety.
Care to elaborate?
He ducked and dodged for my safety. There's nothing more really to tell. Split ways. We split ways. They're after me, and so they think he's me. And, well, everyone else just thinks I'm some other slob that doesn't have a pot to piss in. But I have no interest in any of that.
You got any leads? Like, do you know if he's on Novus still? He make it to Kethra? Is he out in space somewhere? I mean, you're looking for a needle, my friend.
He's hiding even from me. He's afraid that if I find him, I won't be protected anymore.
So it sounds like you need a really good weaver then. You're gonna try to track someone like that through all this fucking space.
I have
That's what
my
it sounds like.
suspicions.
How do you know he isn't the one that gave you up?
Billy would never give me up. The person who gave me up was my former lover. So
Why did they give you up?
he might be missing an eye.
That's also where you bond.
We're gonna get along great, you and I.
Yeah, women are the ones that got it. Or that's how I got in trouble too. Fuck the foreman's daughter. He's after me ever since. She did try to come, or she came back to try to help me out later though, but unfortunately he still caught up to me.
Do you not ever know the saying of "Don't stick your dick in crazy"?
She is a nice lady, thank you very much. Just because her pra's a fucking dickhead don't mean anything about her. We still keep some contact, but it's definitely on the down low.
Well, women always seem to be nothing but trouble. So
I don't know if that's necessarily true. I had a good lady. It's just my former business partner kind of leapt at the fact that she had a huge drug problem, and yeah, you know, he scooped that up. I'm gonna say, you know, she was sweet when she was sober. When she wasn't sober, she became a handful. But
Yeah, my lady back on Novus is pretty good too. Her and her brother kept me safe for a while.
How many ladies you got?
Just the two.
Just the two.
Clyde,
Well,
I don't know what to say to
my
you, man.
current lady. All right, there's a difference.
Ah, that makes more sense. See, my current lady is sitting on that space station that we were a part of originally, so had to make do with what you get. Last I heard, she was serving like a 10-year sentence or some shit like that, so it'll be a while.
I think she's gone now, buddy.
We'll see. Might be able to reach back out to her.
Yeah, we're trying to hide from the military. Let's contact the fucking space station. That sounds like a great idea.
Oh, I thought you meant she was dead, like she was one of the ones that dropped.
No, she was on a totally different group.
Oh, okay, never mind then. That's why I was saying she was gone.
Yeah, she wasn't a drop trooper. She was, last I heard, she was on the fast track to going SF. So, if anything, she's got way more skills than I do. So
I know, partner. That SF force that fucking got was deployed got fucked.
it's true. Very true. But, I don't know.
So
Hey, I don't know.
Right. Classic mealtime, dinner time chats go well, and as you pick yourselves back up, dust yourselves off a little bit, you continue on the trail. You move into a more residential, commercial kind of ruins is probably the best way to describe it, but it's less ruins and more shantytown. It was fucked up at one point, and people have kind of replaced pieces with other pieces to make makeshift squatters' residences. And you find yourself walking through this town. It's just literally on the path and out of the way. And you pass a few places that look like they're habited, and there's actually a few people out on the streets with what look to be like carts selling things. There's foodstuffs and processed little packets and whatnot. A couple of the people, sir, come, see what I have to offer. They're very poor looking, very dirty, and just looks like this might be their only means of making income. But they do ask for you to come over. It's up to you what you do. But the town itself or this little outskirt, is probably about here. So you're probably maybe a good half-hour walk away from the front.
I'm gonna look at Ox. Kind of have that really wide-eyed, like I want to go, and then I'm just gonna turn and start walking.
I will follow.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll follow suit.
Yeah. So what else do you do in the town? Anything else?
He said to go over there.
Okay.
So.
All right. So yeah, you do head over there, and he has basically shit food for sale, street vendor food. Some of it looks fresh, some of it homemade, and some of it looks like it's repackaged or prepackaged ration kind of stuff. But it's looks questionable. Meat products, vegetables, a lot of it basically almost looks like Asian food, like street food, like noodles and kebab kind of stuff. So
Questionable meat products are my favorite time. Go ahead.
oh, you found my flavor.
Yeah, I will get an order of that with some noodles of some form.
Sure, not a problem. 2 credits and it's yours.
We just ate like a couple hours ago, man.
Yeah, but
And I'm
this is
gonna eat
couple
those
hours
shitty
ago.
rations later.
I
So?
will also get.
Yeah, two credits buys you whatever you want from this guy.
I'll
wait.
Okay.
After they buy, I'm gonna wait like a good 5-10 minutes and like just watch them and just like look for signs of like food poisoning,
Okay, that's
like
fine.
sweats or if they change colors, kind of shit.
10
I'm gonna
minutes,
totally
what
look
type
for
of
it.
fucking processing system you think we got?
You have some bad food, it can go quick through your system.
I guess I've never had food poisoning, so I wouldn't know.
You've never had food poisoning? Like legit?
Neither.
Wow.
Neither.
I had
Wow.
a lot of fast food too.
Damn,
I just
you-
got the fucking stomach made of iron once.
Yeah, you're pretty lucky, dude. I've had some fucking horrible food poisoning.
I was gonna say whoever got food, I'd pay for their food.
Okay, I'll let you pay.
So that's what, 4 credits?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Ox
like I
over
said,
here, one-
I'm just gonna sit there and watch them, like see if they're getting sick, and if they don't, then I'll go get an order.
I mean, dude, I got fucking meat and noodles. I've got fucking chopsticks, and I'm walking while we're eating.
Yeah, not a problem. But making it through the town, you get down toward the outskirts where there's just what looks to be an odd back alley. Just kind of like a bunch of weird boxes and crates and stuff. And at this point in the day, it's starting to get dark. Sun's starting to go down. You can see the lights of the city over the hill just kind of glowing. But you're still in this little rundown part of town. And you come across what you can only describe as probably like a service station at one point, but now most of the service station is destroyed, and what's left standing looks to be like the little like probably a couple bathrooms and like a trash dump on the outside backside of where this place was. And you can see some individuals there. They're kind of standing. They look rather rough and tumble, and as they see you approach, they move to intercept.
Go time, boys.
I would like you to please place yourselves on the southern part of this map.
Can't zoom out enough to get our heads out of the way. There we go. Like back here, right?
Yep, that's
This
the
is where you're
road.
going?
Yep, that's the road.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 2 large neon signs are along the sides, kind of giving illumination, but this side over here, rather dark. But you can see some individuals that come up, and as they do, they basically start chatting with you. Let me pull a couple of these guys out. They go, "Hey, what are you guys doing in this part of town, eh?"
Just passing through.
"Just passing through." "Ain't nobody passed through here, pal. You going back to the city?"
That's the plan.
"Well, just so you know, this here is red hand turf. So if you want to make it through, cost you a few credits, or else we gotta rough you up a bit."
I'll step forward, and I'll just be like, "I'm sorry, but you seem to be confused.
I like it.
We're just passing through, not paying through."
Damn.
Persuasion or intimidate, one of the two.
I'm gonna hold off on my intimidate for now. He's like right here, right? That's the guy we're talking to?
Yep, guy in front.
Okay, cool.
Is that like a wall he's on, or?
No, that is basically the curb.
Okay.
Yep.
Gotcha. Like a sidewalk, okay.
Yep.
The fuck is that thing?
What thing?
Oh, it's a dude. It looked like a blob monster.
He's just a
Oh,
thick.
I think
He's
it-
just a thick boy.
It looks
Just
like a
thick
fucking,
boy.
like, if you zoom out, it looks like a fucking blob with an eye.
It does.
I know, right? Yep. So you see the lot of these individuals standing there, but yeah, go ahead.
So,
So he rolled his persuasion.
14. All right.
+2, so 16.
why is it a +2?
Because you have formal.
Oh, because of the persuasion. Yeah, okay, so 16.
All right. He goes, "Why, you part of the crew? I don't remember seeing you on the list to get through here."
As you can tell, by the way I look, I make every list.
Yes. He's like, he looks you up and down and just kind of goes, "All right. What do you say, boss? Will you let him through?" This big guy comes stepping forward. He kind of, as he walks, he's a thick gentleman, and he has probably one of the biggest pistols you've ever seen in your life on his hip. And he just kind of says, "Well, I am feeling generous. I'll let him through on one condition." He looks at his boss and he's like, "What's up, boss?" He says, "You tell that one right there." He points at Ox. He's like, "You tell him he needs to come over here for a minute."
I will gladly jump forward.
I'm gonna move up closer towards this interaction.
Okay. Ox, go ahead and move yourself up to that guy. He moves up to about there. That works. He'll move there.
Okay.
And you can see these guys kind of spread out a little bit. They're just like, and he looks at you, Ox. He looks you up and down and gets like close to your face, and he's like, "I know you ain't part of no list, but I like your gumption, kid." Or he doesn't call you kid. Excuse me. "I like your gumption." He looks you up and down and says, "I might be willing to let you pass, but you gotta give me something."
Good.
Well,
She's fucking good. Oh.
I'm not one to master and barter and trade, but I do have plenty of services I can offer.
He looks you up and down and says, "I like your innuendo, but I meant something more tangible." He's like, "We see you bought some food from that guy. Now, I won't make you pay the full credits, but Those 3 fucking slugs over there haven't eaten in a day. Let's say you had hash us out some rations, or maybe go rough that fucker up and make him give us some food.
You just want to eat? We can accompany that, no problem.
Sounds like a plan then. What do you got?
Give us a minute, and we'll be back with some food.
He's like, I'll be waiting for you. And as you turn around, you can hear that, that kind of, as you walk around and you walk away.
I'll turn around and I'll walk away, but I'll be sure to say I don't keep them waiting long. And then I'll get back to the crew. And I'll be like, let's just get some food for these fuckers. And they'll let us through. I say we spend about 20 creds worth. Fill their stomachs for a day or 2.
Feed them for a couple days. Fuck.
Yeah, 20 credits is 10
There's
meals.
There's 2 credits for
That's
both of our fucking meals.
20 credits is quite a bit, but I mean, hey, it's 4 people. You give them 20 credits. That'll square them up for a little bit.
2.5 meals. So.
You didn't ask what the price to come across was, though. So I mean, it might be more, might be less. But this is a nice thing to do. Might be how that's how I'm looking at it. So hey,
We're doing our good turn daily with fucking Boy Scouts now.
Oh.
We're
Flashbacks.
level 1, Greg. We gotta try to grease the wheels, Greg.
I never said this was a bad idea, Nick.
Oh. Whether we get food or not, wheels will be greased.
Oh my god.
I love it. I love it.
So, yeah, walk back to the street vendor and buy 20 credits worth of crap. That's 5 credits each.
Yeah.
That's fine.
All right.
Let me bring the one. Let me be the one to bring the food to him.
That's fine.
So I'll meet him back up into his area. I'll give him all the food, and then the pink lily that had spurted earlier in the day, I will pluck it off, and I will hand it to him, and I'll be like, "If you ever need something to remember me by," and then I'll have us get ready to pass.
All right. You give him that stuff. You give that shit. You give him the lily. He looks at you, just gives you a nod, and you instantly have a bloop, just a little message in your seed.
I'll
Friend request.
I'll read the message. Or yeah, see what it is.
It's basically a contact card. Then you click it, and it's Guy Henriquez
Alright.
and his contact information.
Did you say Guy as
Yep.
in G-E-E?
GUY.
G-U-I.
Guy Henriquez, but Guy is the way to say it in like French. So.
Right.
All right. And you go along your merry way. You make it to the front door of the city. Cresting this hill, you kind of come into an area where it's literally got stakes, like limit stakes. And it basically says entering no artillery fire zone on your side. And if you look around and see the other side, it says danger artillery zone. So basically you were in an artillery zone. You just exited said zone. I don't mind flirting as long as it's male on male. I don't mind male on female too. I just like fucking with you, Greg. That's all. Also, he went about it in a very big boy thug to big boy thug way. You went it as a creepy weeb to a princess way. Does not work very well. Fire explosions. You got fucked, kid. Anyway, fuck me, man. What's that?
You talking about the artillery zone?
Yeah, okay. So with that, you kind of see this like sloped down area with several it's probably good maybe mile and a half to the wall. It's not too far. Or not even that. Quarter mile to the wall. So it's not very far. This wall is a good 150 feet tall. It's pretty big. And it is solid. Paneled, but solid. And there's a lot of graffiti down at the bottom. Towards the top, though, not so much. And there's a large... it says Emery Corporation. The corporation's starting to fade out. But it says Emery on the side. And it says established. All that good stuff. There's a slogan underneath it, but it's mostly faded and you can't really make it out. But you can see the trim of this entire place is a rusty green, and a yellow border tinge to everything is that. So this looks like a dingy lemon everywhere. The walls, though, are basically what looks like steel-plated, probably stone or other steel. And there is huge, if you need to look back. Let's throw it back on that page for you. Huge, just like juttings that come out that just look over this place, and on top you can see guns pointed out. Like, these are Big Daddy guns. They're designed to fuck shit up.
Like automated turrets or like people?
A mix of both. There is being up so high, you can't really see anybody on the walls, but you can see there's definite patrol stuff up there. Being military, you guys, those are fucking gun emplacements. Those are not small gun emplacements. Those are like, we see things coming at the limit range of our artillery, and we start shooting from here once we can hit them, and we bomb them the fuck in if they try to rush the city. Seeing as that's the way that points out towards the wastes. But being at the smaller entrance gate, the walls, the little outjutting isn't as big as the large central ones, which are coming off of the Citadel. But this one is large, and it does have a lot of automated positions up top. So there's like turret posts, things like that. There's a hefty information gathering suite at the left side that you can... Every kind of scanning equipment is there. There's also checkpoints where you can see some vehicles going in and out. And as you pass through the little crossroads there into the area, there's basically a large line where soldiers, corporate soldiers, are walking out and inspecting individuals. Let me see your gear. Let me see your stuff. Do you have anything to declare? They scan them, hit them with a little medical scout thing, and that's it. And they move to the next one. Doesn't seem like they care too much, as a bunch of scabs walking into this area will get fucking cut down, is what you hear many people say. But, yeah, when the guards come to you to inspect, they look you head to toe. God damn. Alright, a lot of you. Where are you coming from?
New Hope.
Hope, huh? Well, what are you coming here for?
Trying to find work.
Good luck. You can see him come at you with a medical hypo. Anybody gonna stop or pull back from this, or no?
No.
When it comes to me, I will be like, if you can, leave my hands alone, and I'll roll up or take whatever off so he can hit me in the arm or something like that.
Get you in the arm. Not a problem. You're like, no ID chips, seeds, unregistered, and all of you are clean. All right, you're able to go in. Rules will be downloaded once you enter through the gate. Make sure you set your weapons to safe. Any weapons on your persons that are taken off of your persons and used to fire will be confiscated in the event of a fatality. So don't basically kill anybody in the town. You scabs should know that.
Appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. Next, as he issues you through the door. Alright. Now I'll give you guys the opportunity. Do you want to stop here for the night, or do you want to keep going?
I kind of want to stop because I don't want to move any further without Chad.
Right. and I
Especially
can
with the
easily
stuff.
do like Chad can come starting next session, and it won't be a problem because it'll be like, oh, you guys are going into the city, blah blah blah. So.
Yep.
So.
He was just
yeah.
smart and he took a truck in, so he just catches up.
I might actually do something like that. Yeah, that's actually not bad. It's pretty good. Either that or he caught a ride. There's a bus, so I don't even look for a bus stop. But yeah, so I think that's a good stopping spot for now. Right at the gates of the city. You guys got a little shopping gun. Got to see some of the stuff. Avoided combat. That was pretty good. Actually made a friend, so it was pretty good. That was actually good because the pay to get through was 50 credits. So.
Nice.
So yeah, well played. Saved yourself 30 credits. Made a friend in the process. Well done.
Well
A
done.
friend.
Didn't say what kind of friend. Just said a friend.
There's gonna be lots of X's and O's on those letters, let me tell you.
All right.
There he is.
So, yeah. So, thanks for watching, folks. Appreciate it. We'll be back next Friday, playing some more. We might play Thursday. Not 100% sure. We'll see what's up. I believe someone might have a birthday coming up, so we'll play that by ear. And for those of you sticking around the whole time, appreciate it. For those of you new, stop by, watching the VOD later, also appreciate it. And we will catch you guys next time.
Bye.
Adios.